Greetings, VAC fans, especially those who like watching measured tests. And I'm not necessarily just talking about people who do big mess tests and then measure things, just put stuff on top of the carpet in general and go ahead and measure it. I'm talking about people who like to watch and or perform tests where, say, some type of material goes deep down into the pile, or at least they attempt to put it deep down into the pile. So let's call this dirt density rant, or maybe how to test with a reasonable or practical dirt density. Now, what you see here on the left is 10 grams of baking soda. I put that in roughly 1 square foot of carpet. Sometimes it might be a little bit more, sometimes it might be a little bit less, sometimes I use sand, which is only 5 grams. But I take the smallest amount of dirt possible and I put it into the carpet and then try to vacuum it back up. So now that you've seen what 10 grams looks like, and you've seen this before many times, I'm going to show you what I see both on YouTube and also what is purported to be used, like, say, Consumer Reports and maybe other professional testing agencies. They use 100 grams. Now, I understand this is 100 grams of a single type of, say, dirt, baking soda, that is. They used a mixed dirt, but the difference should be readily apparent. 10 and then 10 times 10, 100. That's an insane amount of dirt. No matter whether it's just baking soda or if it was just sand or whatever else, you know, because you've seen it a bazillion times, I take 10 grams, it easily goes down into the pile, even in a square foot or two. When I see people doing tests with 100 grams, do you know what I see? I see them trying to desperately, frantically put this deep down into the pile, and it doesn't go in. It literally fills the height of the cut pile all the way up to the top, and they can roll it in there, they can pound it in there, they can try to scrape it in there, and it just doesn't go in there. And it literally completely overloads the carpet. And again, as I stated before, I understand there still may be some professional or commercial testing entities that want to use 100 grams of something. And I'm here to say that just really is just wrong. It just is. There's no other nice way to say it. And here's why. Now, you've seen me do a whole bunch by this time of weighed carpet results, where I vacuum 1,000 or 1,200 square feet or whatever it is, and I get 5 grams, 10 grams, 15 grams, maybe close to 20 grams over 1,000 plus square feet. So let's do a sample dirt density calculation. Yeah, I know this is going to be a non-vacuum video here, so really kind of dull and boring. But this has to be said for those people who care about precision testing. So let's just say I pick up 5 grams of fine dust. Let's concentrate on the fine dust. Let's not worry about the fibrous material. So let's say I pick up 5 grams of fine dust. Okay, so 5 grams. Now let's divide that. I'm going to make the math as easy as possible. Let's go ahead and divide that by 1,000 square feet. So what do you get? That's a dirt density of 0.005. That is 5/1000ths, say that 10 times fast, of a gram in 1 square foot. So again, if I were to go and say pick up double that, you could say it'd be 0.01 rather than 0.005, less of that, obviously reduce it. But 5/1000ths of a gram in a square foot. Now, I go and I try to put, intentionally, the smallest amount of dirt possible in my roughly square foot. Now this, technically speaking, is still too much. That's way, way more than I would like to test with. I would personally like to test with 1 gram. But do you know how hard it is to go and get reasonable results with just 1 gram? It's just about impossible. So I have to use a little more than that. So let's do a comparison of test dirt density versus what I found in my own carpet. So let's say we put 100 grams in 2 square feet. That's going to be a dirt density of 50 grams per square foot of carpet. Let's divide it by the fine dust that I picked up in mine. Well, probably the maximum amount I picked up in mine. It's gone lower than that, which is literally 0.005. So look at the relative difference here. So 50 grams per square foot versus 5/1000ths of a gram per square foot. That is a relative difference. It's a ratio of 10,000. What that means is when you see somebody do a test with 100 grams of stuff over a couple of square feet, compared to my carpet, again, I understand my carpet's not the same as your carpet, that's 10,000 times more dense than what I have in my carpet. So do we really think that using that amount of dirt is relevant today? My answer is absolutely not. Now, there are still problems using 10 grams. This technically, I think, is way too much to put in a square foot or even 2 square feet. But it makes it easy to do some of the calculations. Well, not that easy, but easier. When you go and you put this into the carpet can't swallow that much. It just doesn't. In the videos I see, the carpet literally turns the color of the dirt, which means the carpet isn't able to hold all of that dirt deep into the pile. It just won't go. So take a look at that ratio. Do you really think that it's personally relevant to the dirt in your carpet? When you vacuum, do you pull out 100 grams of stuff in a couple of square feet? I would hope not. So that would kind of mean you got a pretty dirty carpet. And I just don't think, especially for people watching my channel and other vacuum enthusiast channel, that that's a relevant amount of dirt to use for testing. I think it will affect the reliability and accuracy of the tests. So when I see somebody picks up 100%, 110%, 120%, it's because the carpet is still clogged with all kinds of stuff in the pile. The carpet has not been properly cleaned, and they're testing with so much stuff that a bunch of it still stays in there. So seriously, look at these two, okay? Tell me what makes more sense in a couple of square feet. Something as small as this, or something huge like this. That's just, it's too much of a difference for me to actually accept and take seriously tests that use this giant mountain of dirt. I mean, that's just absolutely massive. So, rant over, at least for now anyway, until I can figure out the next one. And let's go ahead and use this to do 10 grams of baking soda in the carpet for this TriStar CXL. Thanks for watching and listening to me blather on for however many minutes I managed to blather on this time. Happy vacuuming!